volume is up, kind of.
Okay. There's this interesting. Uh, you don't have to listen to this right now. It's an hour long. It's interesting. Are you on?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, cause
Hang on. All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Oh, that's got to move again. Hello, hello. I wish when I put a message into Stream Elements, I wish that if I space it, if I hit enter and I spaced it so that it would put it on different lines, that it would stay on different lines. That's annoying. Whatever. Oh, how is everybody tonight? Let me see. All right. Uh, give me a minute. Give me a minute as people drift in. Yeah, Erie, so I know you don't access that using exclamation point commands, but I don't remember how. I know. So I got signed in. We thought we had the queue. Well, we thought we had the queue open, and for some reason it had disabled the play with viewers bot. It's on now. Um, it's on now. It is what it is. So, um, apologies for last week, by the way, everyone. We're gonna cover this before we even start with any readings for the night. So I've been doing this quite a while, and when I started on Reddit, I did a pretty good clip. When I started on Reddit, I got to a point right before Reddit imploded on itself, which is a whole other story. But I got to a point where I could darn near, not quite, and I screwed it up and I started early. Like I went too early, but I could almost but not quite support myself entirely on this. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with y'all. I'm seeing less and less new clients. And I appreciate the people that I do have, but I'll be 100% honest. This setup, the way that I've got it, isn't working at the end of the day. Um, like, and what's what's hard about this is by and large, like I see three people really in tonight, and two of y'all are regular clients, and one of y'all I don't know really well. Right. But I'm gonna say this. You know, the TikTok, the YouTube, all those short stuff, it's supposed to work as it's what they call a sales funnel. Right. It shoves people towards the Discord and then I get, in theory, readings from the Discord. Now, I believe in a mutually beneficial situation, and I absolutely, in that regard, want to build out a strong community where people get shit for free. I do. And I believe if I build that strong community, at the end of the day, you know, stuff should stuff should come to from that. But I have got to make some tweaks because I'm not getting hardly any conversion. It happens. So, apologies for being pushier about the private readings here in the future. Apologies about being pushier for whatever, but somebody messaged me trying to help, and they had been in stream a handful of times, and they asked if I had TikTok or YouTube. Well, yes, I have TikTok and YouTube, and if I'm doing my job right, they would have known that. Then they're telling me my ethos is about giving away some stuff for free, and I love that. But also, I feel like they didn't know I had private readings. So obviously what I'm doing isn't working. So apologies if I get a little pushy as I figure out a better balance. Because the balance that I had wasn't working. You will also notice that there are new rules for readings. And um, I will say pay attention to rule number 2. Nobody in right now is particularly bad about that, but I mean that. I'm not rotating people to the back anymore. I find it, and I know that other readers here on Twitch find it incredibly rude when you come in, you join the queue, and then you go float through other things. You join 4 queues and don't stick around anywhere. I find it rude and I ain't putting up with it. It is what it is. Apologies for getting a little harsh tonight, but I either burn some things up or I quit doing it. And I don't want to quit doing it. That said, Angel, I guess you're up first. Let's go ahead and get to some ratings. Erie, if you don't mind, I know you tend to stick around a while. If you don't mind, Wicca really was in first, and Angel tried to join, near as I can tell, before Wicca did. Uh, if you don't mind, I may switch you guys around. Um, all right, perfect, perfect. Thank you. Will you switch them? Wicca, did you catch that? We're gonna put you right after Angel. You were, near as I can tell, I believe you attempted to join the queue second. All right. So, um, that can go down there as long as I don't roll over it. Let's see. So I certainly don't like that as our first card. I think I know, because I played around with Stream Elements Q,
Oh, okay.
and it may have disabled the other one. I played around. That was part of what I was poking at right before I came in. Anyway, I certainly don't like that as our first card. There's a 9 of spades as our first card. That says new things or trouble. Angel, I'm going to guess that you like, even just the way you asked the question, like there's some cold reading in this. I suspect that you've not made a move yet. Right, this is new. Nine of spades says new things or trouble. Let's see here. And this is exactly that. Knight of Cups is a guy wearing his heart on his sleeve. This is exactly a declaration of love. Right, Nine of Spades would say this is trouble. Um, oh. Two of Diamonds and the Devil card. So the Two of Diamonds is a partnership forged on mutual benefit, is the way that I would phrase that. Um, it's not that you work together, you guys get something together. Thank you, Erie. You guys get something positive out of things together. Like, this doesn't have to be work. This is like y'all are in the same book club or the same. I don't know, guild on an MMO or the same whatever. Right. Do me a favor, instead of pinning questions tonight, we're gonna pin the rules all night.
Yep.
Thank you. That way nobody can say they didn't see it. Hmm. The devil is about, it's a perversion of a marriage card. It's about being bound together, but not necessarily by choice. Hmm. That's an interesting set of cards. King of Clubs and the Star. Have you worked spell work for her? Have you worked spell work on this? I would suspect. So the Star is kind of like my Seven of Diamonds. It's hopes, wishes, dreams. Um, but it's often a soft push at spell work, right? This is, and with the King of Clubs, like a man kind of in control of his own power. This to me doesn't speak of dedicated spell work. This speaks of manifesting, where you're not really necessarily doing any really formalized spell work, but like you're holding a visualization as you fall asleep, or you're meditating on it. Right. It could be more formalized spell work. Queen of Spades and the King of Pentacles. Dude, long and the short of it is she likes you exactly where you are. Like, I don't know that she wants to take a step forward. I don't know that she's looking to. I don't necessarily know that she's looking to date. Right, the King of Pentacles is a fairly static card. It tells me she may have her eye on someone she darn well knows is unattainable. Like, not to be that guy, but like she may have her eye on someone she darn well knows is unattainable. Um, but she certainly likes you exactly where you're at. Man, I wish I had better news for you, but this don't look particularly good. So how do you know her? Like, end of the day, how do you know her? Because this whole thing speaks of like this is early. The whole yeah, the whole thing together speaks of this is early. So shooting a shot at a romantic interest that you've never met in real life, that you've maybe had little interaction with, like you gotta take a couple of steps before you shoot a romantic shot. You can feel it all you want. You've still gotta take some extra steps. Just saying, this is early. Um, You know, oh, thank you, Erie. You know, so that's the question. How much interaction have you had directly with this person? Like, really, how much, like, because you say mutuals, you don't really, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You say mutuals, but you're not telling me how you are connected to them. Like, dude, I don't know what the I don't know what the deal is here. Like, I I catch very little actual connection between the two of you. Like, can you just slide into her DMs having never interacted with her at all before? No, you really can't. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. There isn't, pardon the pun, but there isn't some magic subject that you can bring up that's going to get her to not immediately jump to, oh, a relative stranger on the internet. He's going to show me his dick in like three exchanges. Like, and whether or not you intend on showing her said dick, that is what she's going to assume. I mean, am I wrong? A relative stranger on the internet, you always half expect to see their penis.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not very flattering. To get a dick pic in like 5 conversations.
Well, and more to the point, like, you're over there side eyeing the conversation to begin with. It's not a good place to start from, and any kind of romantic intention from a pretty much stranger, like, you're just gonna block them and move on. You're just gonna block them and move on. If you want, if you want to, if you want to get a little closer with this girl, you need to find something. You need to find some way to, yeah, like, post, join groups in common, find places that you guys can engage in a more public space. Like, think of it like, think of the online space as its own kind of, like, think of it as having, think of it like you would a physical space. So you guys are currently friends of friends. You're passing them, you're passing them on the street. You sliding into their DMs would be like you walking up and getting in their car, like tapping on their car window trying to get in. Right, if she knows you, she's probably going to unlock the door, let you get in the car, have a conversation with her. Right. If she doesn't know you, she's going to lock her car, start said car, and drive the hell away from you because you're creeping her out.
Mm.
You know, um, engaging in like groups together, engaging in groups together or the like is like meeting for coffee. Is like running into each other in a coffee shop. You can engineer it. You can do it. You can engineer it. You can do it naturally. But the point is, you don't have enough connection to this person. You don't have enough connection to this person to send her a DM yet. Right, like you don't expect to be able to swing by her house and step in to have a conversation, do you? This is the online equivalent of that. Like, you just can't do it. And there isn't a magic conversational topic that'll get you in the door. I mean, every once in a while, I mean, you can run into some people that every once in a while will respond to a handful of topics. You know,
Mm.
the Jesus people that knock on your door do get invited indoor, do at least have conversations sometimes. Like Kirby guys get invited in every once in a while because some people fall for that shit. I love the I love the ones I love the ones that aren't allowed to hang up on you. Those are fun to play with. Hey Brat, how you doing? My favorite thing to do back when I had kids young enough that they couldn't, they didn't really make real sounds or make real noises. I used to love to hand the kid to the or hand the dude to the child, cause child would babble forever, cause somebody was on the other end, and getting. It was funny how long somebody would hang in there. Oh, put daddy back on, put daddy back on, and I'd just wave her away. No, you go ahead and talk to him, honey. The only thing is she would keep trying. So if I wasn't into being entertained, all right, let's get to Wicca's reading, and then Erie, I'll probably go ahead and go smoke. Like whatever, it is what it is. I know you, Erie. You ain't in no hurry. If you are in a hurry, I can. But yeah, Angel, I wish I had better news for you, but like one step at a time. Quit jumping ahead, man. Yeah, yes, but there are a certain amount of There's some rituals involved in this itself. Right. Um, Go ahead and ask the question. I know. It only stays pinned for so long. I don't know that I'm going to collect money to buy it. Linktree's not in here, Erie. Um, that's interesting.
What's that?
Oh, for a hearts here. That's an interesting one. Oh, Erie tried to pop up the link tree, but I don't have the link tree set up on there because everything else goes back around. Hmm.
Oh, I have breathing problems.
So this is not at all what I. So what's your last communication with them look like? Because this is not like honestly, you check in regularly, and I kind of expected to, if I'm going to be blunt, I kind of expected to have to roll my eyes and figure out a way to politely tell you, yeah, nothing's changed, right? And that I kind of expected that nothing had changed. We've got, but okay. So when was your last contact with them, and what did that look like? Because, like I was saying, I kind of expected to, have to take a look at it and come up with a polite, way that filled enough time you felt respected to tell you, yeah, nothing's changed. Right, because if you're like, hey, I'm just checking in, and I'm like, boom, boom, nothing's changed. We don't need no more cards. It's kind of rude. Right, you know, and I expected that. But here's the thing: Four of Hearts, Knight of Swords. So we've got a static kind of romantically inclined. Well, no, 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 no. You're fine. You're fine. You need to understand that is a part of my job, right? Because you really do want to check in, even if you expect nothing's changed. You need eyes on it, and this is exactly why. This is why I don't actually mind that. I just have to get creative about being respectful about it, right? But here's the thing: this is exactly why you keep checking. Because I've got this static Four of Hearts with a card of movement, a Knight of Swords, right? Then we get the Lovers paired with the Ten of Hearts, which is a card of feelings taken to the next level, right? Um, the next couple of cards confuse me. It's a Nine of Diamonds and an Eight of Pentacles, which screams new job, right? Well, no, but that's the thing. You check in a lot. And we don't, and let's, no, you check in a lot. And let's face it, any given evening, you and I are crossing our fingers that something has changed, right? But at the back of our mind, we know it probably hasn't. You and I both know that, right? I started this the same way, but I'm going to tell you something has changed here. Something has changed here because because the lovers and the ten of hearts together is some sort of emotion taken to the next level. Again, when was your last contact with them? When was your last contact with them? Because there is definitely something different here, and it may be early given I think I figured out your Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Diamonds. Um, is he trying to get a new job? Or did he just start a new job? I feel like there's something like job or finance related he feels like he needs to tackle before he can try anything. But yeah, honey, something's changed. Um, Pursuing may be a little bit active, but feelings have spiked. Feelings have moved upwards, even if I swear to God, is it just me or has the street noise gotten louder in the last week?
I think it has.
Must be a pothole right outside or something.
Or is there any road closures that divert people this way?
The other road open. That makes sense.
Mm.
Sorry. Yeah, feelings are growing, and then it runs straight into this nine of diamonds, Eight of Pentacles. And I'm gonna go smoke after Wicca's reading, um, which I don't think we added in.
We have not.
That's fine. I'm just gonna do it. um, Feelings have definitely grown. I suspect you guys will talk more um, here in a little bit. Like you talked today, it wouldn't surprise me to hear that you've talked again before at least next Thursday's stream. Um, but I don't think he's going to make any kind of a move yet. He's not ready to he's not ready to make any kind of a move until he's more on his feet, until he's more stable. The new job needs to pay off first. You just pinned your. That's hilarious.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. But the job is a step in the right direction. That's part of his checklist. And there's something in this, You tell me if this makes any sense. There's something in this about he has to acquire his freedom before he can say anything to you, before he can move that. Was the YouTube comments the place that asked where the satanic hospital was? Caves? Because I'm well aware that's a thing. I don't know if you'll see it. I'll see it. I'll I'll pull it up on my phone when we go to break. Correct. I'm not like so I haven't been able to figure out how to make a TikTok live happen or a YouTube live happen. Like multi-streaming. I've got to sit down and hammer at it and set it up. It's just going to take me a couple of hours of time at the same time. But yeah, Wicca, he's coming. He's coming. You can multi-stream directly with OBS now. I just got to get it set up. Mm, again, I think it's almost more stabilizing something, about stabilizing something like practical. All right. Well, I'm glad we had one reading that's kind of good news. Time frames are notoriously sloppy. Here's the deal, it's a 5. It's not going to be 5 hours, so it's 5 something, right? It's not going to be 5 hours. If it's 5 days, I'll eat my hat, but could be 5 weeks, could be 5 months. In theory, it could be 5 years, although I doubt it would, like, it would have given me nonsense. It would have given me a joke. It would have given me a face card if it wasn't going to happen, or if it didn't think it was going to happen. Yeah, no, it's not going to be 5 days. Um, 5 weeks or 5 months, you know the situation better, so put the appropriate time unit into your 5. All right, well, I'm going to jump outside and smoke real quick. Uh, all right, I will be right back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Where are we? Okay. Wicca is settled.
And then, yeah, my bad.
No, that's okay. All right, Erie, you are up. And Erie, I do. So that is an exception that I'm quietly going to make to the rule here is we will give Erie a couple of extra minutes or hang out a little bit longer. Not even because it's Erie, like Erie, sorry, the rules will have to apply to everybody as far as your technical difficulties. Um, I will probably allow people that I believe are in good faith to rejoin when they show back up. I don't have a problem with that. But the rules about not shuffling people to the back are going to apply to everybody. But I am going to do a little extra time whenever I go to smoke. I'm going to add a few extra minutes for people to drip back in. Like I don't mind that. Oh, we'll do a mid-roll ad. So again, folks, you know, I love the fact that I'm building a community. You know, I love the fact that like you guys get some useful stuff for free out of shit that I do. But at the end of the day, like let's talk more seriously about it. At the end of the day, I'm a darn good reader doing it in the evenings. But having done it, I can tell you that a lot of the skills that I'm carrying forward now are from when I was doing it pretty much full time. You know, I can tell you that if I was doing nothing but reading for 8 hours a day, purely the practice, and I figured, purely the practice of doing those readings would make me head and shoulders above everybody else. At the end of the day, I think you get what you pay for as far as like a reader or something. You absolutely, Erie, give me a second. So, yeah, I do private readings. Yeah, I want y'all to pay for them. And yes, at some point in my life, I would like to quit. Well, my current goal is to not have to work 55 hours a week outside of this house and to devote real side hustle time to this. Social command doesn't work because I don't have a whole lot of other socials. Right. Yeah. There we go. Um, but at the end of the day, like I firmly believe that somebody that can do this full time, you get a better thing out of it. And I refuse to be like my experience with a professional GM. Like I went through a thing. I went through start playing and I joined a game, a D&D game, and I was paying for a GM. And at the end of the day, like people do that for free. People read tarot for free too. At the end of the day, in my mind, he was a great GM. I'm glad you clarified, Erie. And you want D&D specifically? Um, I can run 2014 5th edition. I don't have all the books to run 2025 yet. Um, get a sign up. Get a sign up around Erie. I will bring one player for free, assuming we can clear an evening for you. I can bring one player for free. You get 4 players, and I'll run a game. Get a sign up going. Um, we'll call everybody. Gabriella gets things for free because, like, if she paid me for a session, then she'd need gas money and I'd hand it back to her. So, like, there ain't no point. But that way it gets me 3 people. Y'all can pay me something like $15 a session. I ain't too worried about it. I'd have a good time doing it. Yeah, I'll run 2020 or I'll run 2014 stuff just because I don't have the other books yet. I like the 2025 rule set better. So if you have a build you like, we'll adapt. But yeah, come to me with 3 more people and we'll run a game. So that said, you have a question for me? Maybe. Oh, yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Um, because I'm not set up quite yet to like. I didn't buy the digital copies of anything. I bought physical copies.
Yep.
So so there's a question, or there's a card that kind of popped out. Guy's name is Hagenti. Teaches teaches everything is I think the way that it phrased it. Oh, makes one wise and teaches everything. Can turn any metal into gold. Transmutes water into wine.
Interesting.
So, so does rooting? Well, I no, I noticed the parallels. Does rooting does rooting your kind of forward momentum, particularly biblically, like make sense or resonate with you here? Like, um, so first of all, Erie, I'm gonna. Here's where we're in a complicated bit. You and I know some information that I think is not supposed to be public knowledge on your end, right? Um, and I want to be a little bit careful about making sure we talk around it properly. But I think that there are some practices that are biblically focused or biblically based around kind of your new exploration that was that were mostly dropped by the medieval times, that mostly aren't a thing anymore, that I think you may be being called to. It's less formal, less structured, and less commanding than um, methods you would have access to, right? Marax and Visago are our next two. Um, Astronomy and liberal sciences. Uh, mm, So, are you familiar with like the incantation bowls with the incantations and things kind of written in a spiral around them? I'd almost like to see you kind of working with each of the with those in kind of these contexts. Um, I mean, you could work with that as well, right? Um, yeah, can you send a copy of that, like a picture of one of those? It doesn't matter which one. I just want Erie to get an idea.
Yes.
Um, I mean, the sigils can be part of it. Um, oh, I was gonna figure we'd just drop it right in chat. You're allowed.
Well.
Well, you'd have to drop it as a link, but you're allowed. Um, but there's a method of working with those that's based in the Bible. There are also, we talked about the Witch of Endor. Um, there are also ways of working with some of that. Um, hmm These are things I think you're pulled to. Marax would talk about aligning some things astrologically. So I would say maybe you're working with things like the mansions of the moon. That would make a lot of sense for kind of your new directions. Um, just because you'll find the conjurations. Mm, you'll find the conjurations easier if you're working with the lunar mansions. You'll find the conjurations easier if you're working declinations and things like that. So you may be learning a little bit of whatever. And Visago, of course, warns you that you're going to piss some people off. Like, you're splitting. I think the one about. Mm, honestly, can you just blast Erie's comments for the evening? It won't affect anything. Actually, Erie, you're a mod. You can blast your comments for the evening, I think. I'm pretty sure you can remove your own comments. I don't mind. Like, I know what you're preserving. I know what you're preserving. I don't mind. Okay. Well, um, and Amon. So the thing is, you're going to piss a lot of people off, right? And the thing is, Amon here talks about the reconciliation of opposites, right? So this idea that you're going to thread the needle, right? I know you already have. And like your goal here is to thread the needle between the two things. You know, we talked about it before. End of the day, uh, end of the day, you need to be crafting your own direction. hmm So yeah, that's what I got for you for now. Um, and I'm sure as you go along, like I'm sure you'll have a lot more check-ins. Like that's all right. It's all good. All right. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. I don't mind check-ins. All right. Hey, Brat, how are you? I think I'll put the demon deck away for the night, though. Oh, I never do anything crazy. Oh, really? I have, I had not heard of that yet, Brat. I'm absolutely excited. I'm intrigued by the possibility, but I've not heard about that yet. You know, I work 55 hours a week and I mostly listen to YouTube and stuff. We may watch that. You know, it comes out tomorrow. Somebody has to be kicking themselves because they missed a Halloween launch by a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it were me, I'd be pissed I missed a Halloween launch by a week. For a movie like that, they really needed to launch on Halloween. Ah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, because even if I wasn't in such a backwater that I don't have select theaters, I can't afford select theaters. Did you get it figured?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're all right. Oh, Brett, is your so if you have one trial and tribulation throughout your life, Brett, it's that you are drama. Like, not sorry, but like in online spaces, drama follows you. I don't think a lot of it is your fault, but you know damn well what I'm talking about. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Is that ramping back up? Because that's the first card that I get is the eight of spades, which in context of you is your drama ramping back up. Right. Oh, that's hilarious. The Ten of Wands is kind of your burden to bear. Um, so what I'm going to say here is in a way that is as familiar as, like, in a way that will be very familiar to you, I think your drama is starting to ramp back up. Right. And it's exactly the same kind of energy as always. It's not really your fault, it just follows you. Um, oh, that's interesting. You, you just got done telling me you wouldn't know. So let's see exactly what it is you don't know. That's interesting. King of Pentacles and that Joker. Right. Um, No wonder you don't know. Because this will be from an area you thought was settled. This will be from something that's been stagnant and quiet and dead for a minute. Right. This will be specifically from an arena that you thought was over. Now let's see where it actually connects with you. Do you have a new business venture going? Something that brushes an online space? Also, if you do, why are we not plugging it in our spaces? Because like this says, this is where this crops up. Right, and by business venture, like I could mean something more creative. You ain't interested in making money from it, right? Like if you started writing somewhere new, because I know you do some writing. Um, mm-hmm. Um, so what this kind of smells of to me is you've landed in a new, like on a new website or like a new area for your writing. And this to me kind of smells of somebody maybe from his community, if you know who I'm talking about, that originally brought you to me. You know, that shit's mostly dead and buried. But running into somebody from his community in this new space. Guard yourself a little bit, guard yourself a little bit carefully here. Because what the 10 here with that kind of says is you're not going to necessarily know who they are um, until they out until they out themselves. No, I remember that, and we handled it okay. Maybe not wonderfully, but we handled it all right. So this will be a similar thing, right? Now you know the community you ended up in, like, mm. And at the end of the day, the kind of drama making they're going to attempt there is going to have very little impact. Like, this will be something that you and I will be laughing about by mid December. Because whoever this is, they don't have the power in these other spaces where they're also new. Like, at the end of the day, you're new at this other place, they'll be new at this other place. Nobody gives a shit like they gave a shit at the other place. You are entirely protected from this blowing up into a big thing by the fact that nobody gives a fuck. Which is my favorite protection. If nobody gives a fuck about me, then nothing balloons. So we'll be laughing about it by December. You'll be like, you remember when? And I'll be like, yeah, I remember. And then you'll tell me a story. We'll laugh about it. It's all good. Um, that said, uh, do we need, now let me ask, do we need to specifically look at Thanksgiving plans for you? Like, are you seeing family and you're concerned about it? I almost like to do those separately. Do you want to look at it, or do you think you're all right? Because that's a whole fucking can of worms with everybody. Okay, well, no, that's why I figured I'd ask. All right, we got one more still in.
Yes.
It's Jenny, yeah. Also, I love it when you sit right there because I can see. Yeah, no problems. Correct. Correct. Are you playing an Erie's D&D game? Um, I will either find Goblin for you or we'll homebrew something. Erie, we may have found a player for you. Y'all coordinate again. Y'all find me 3 players, and I'll run a paid game. $15 a session. It'll be a good time. And Brat, you'll like it. We'll set a lot of it in fairy. Mostly because I happen to have like Witchlight books.
Nice.
So we'll set a lot of it in
Nice.
fairy, even if I'm not following no stuff. Cause I got some really good fairy mobs in that. I mean what? Plus, then I get to actually play fairies the way I interpret them. Have a good night. I get to play fairies and their contracts the way I actually interpret spirit contracts. It's fun. Have a good night, Erie. Jenny, are you kicking around? I know we added them. We'll give them a few more minutes. Since they're our last reading, we'll give them a few more minutes. They showing up in the list.
No.
Okay.
Uh.
All right. Well, given that they are our last reading for the evening. Yeah, no worries. Given that they're our last reading for the evening, why don't I go smoke and we'll give them a couple of minutes? Because I'm a nice guy. Um, and we'll either do one more reading and call it, or we'll just call it for the evening.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will be right back. I'm going to grab a smoke real quick and we'll buy them a couple minutes. Yeah, she's good.
My hiccups.
Yes, no, you're not wrong. The hat is the most important garment in the equation. All right, well, I haven't seen Jenny yet, and everybody's starting to get tired. It's Thursday night, and it's going on 1 o'clock here. I know some of y'all didn't time change, so my normal stuff shifted around a little bit. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna head off to bed then. All right, good night, everybody.
Have a good night.